Hello. Today I want to venture out into a different dimension altogether. Um, some of you, I'm sure, my fans, subscribers who follow me around the world, would be familiar with the story of Madeline McCann, the little girl who went missing in Portugal. Now, what was interesting was the very first time the newspapers covered the disappearance of Madeline McCann. I had my reservation, I had my suspicion, and the reason being was because here you had a little girl who's gone missing in Portugal. Of all places, Portugal is known to be for swingers, etc. So you have a lot of sexual parties there. So of all places to go for holiday, it's not one that I would choose if I had children. However, the newspapers began, the parents of Madeline McCann, the first thing they said was, oh, the police couldn't speak English, they couldn't speak English. And thus, the nation started to become almost xenophobic. Oh, our English rolls, how dare they? And while the British were whipped up in this frenzy that the Portugal police and the Portugal establishment could treat English roles in this brutal fashion with their foreign hands and foreign justice system, without realizing the evidence that was circulating in the air was being washed away. It was a very clever move made by Madeline McCann's parents, a very clever move. Distract the nation with this concept that foreigners have got it wrong. The foreigners have manhandled these two doctors. And so the story spun out and spun out that the Portuguese couldn't speak English, etc. And the damage was done. The damage was done. However, as time went on, a lot of people became suspicious as the truth came out. They went partying, and there was evidences that the children were, I think they gave them some kind of sleeping tablets, etc. So all kind of things came out. They should have left them alone. And people started, and the blood in the car. So much things that started to come to surface. And people thought, wait, there's something doesn't add up. However, what did it for me was, if my loved one, if my best friends, if anything happened to them, and I was requested, let's say I was on the suspicion, to take a polygraph test, I would say, oh, is it 100%? Is it 100%? You think, wait there, what has he got to hide? He said, of course I will, I'll take it. Wait, how do I do it? Madeline McCann's parents asked the question, how was it calibrated? Was it 100% proof? These are supposed to be people who are emotionally distraught. They've lost their daughter. Oh, how is it done? Is it registered? Is it 100%? In other words, they refused to take the polygraph test. Of course, the patriotics will come out and all kinds of different reasons. When people get blinded by ignorance, there's nothing you can do to open their eyes. Nothing you can do. And there's nothing worse than willful blindness. Madeline McCann's parents opened up, I think they had some kind of fund. Raised millions, which goes into their pocket. Raised millions. Finding Madeline, thousands of children are missing every day. But the system, the establishment, focus on these two doctors. Every time we're getting closer to finding Madeline McCann. We're getting closer and closer as people pour money into this dodgy fund. And we're no sooner or even closer to knowing the truth. They did a wonderful Paul Daniels magic trick. You've ever seen these magicians on stage and have a quick sleight of the hand before you even knew it? And the sleight of the hand, when they came over to Britain and they used the race card. Oh, the Portuguese, they're foreigners. And straight away the newspapers, look it up if you don't believe me, the newspapers, they were coming some racial abuse. The newspapers. And Madeline McCann's parents have the newspapers eating right between the palm of their hands. One thing you want to do if you want to control the nation, use race. If you want to control people, use race. It's not unusual for a white woman to have sex with a black man, get caught in the act and she screams rape. Race is a very deep thing, very deep. In 2017 it shouldn't be, but it is. And Madeline McCann's parents knew if they used this xenophobia, oh, the foreigners, oh, I'm an English woman, oh, I'm an English rose. And the newspapers jumped up, foreigners, did you think I'm an English woman? And while they were doing that, the evidence was being washed away. And many people now are questioning Madeline McCann. You have a legal right to question whether they did it or not. You have a right to do that. But it's too late. You got caught up by the hysteria. That's why you got to be careful. All this hysteria going around, whether political, whatever it is, you got to be careful. There's so much tricks designed to get you emotional. And when you look back, you realize you'll be taken for a ride. Even now, the Madeline McCann funds are still there. Bringing in money, and you think, what the hell for? Either two things happen to this girl. She's either dead or in some concubine somewhere. And that's it, story finished. The doctor parents, they weren't even charged for neglected. If it was a normal, working class, poor person, your ass would be in prison. But these are doctors, white doctors, and they got away with it. There could be other theory. Maybe somebody wanted Madeline McCann, and they were there for that purpose. I'm not saying, I'm just saying it's a theory. It seemed that it only happened to her and no other children. Only she went missing and no other children. Why only her? And as I said, Portugal, the area where they were from, known to have a sex trafficking area, and swinging, it was known to be a pervert island. Why go there? Why were the other two children left alone? Only Madeline McCann was taken. There's so many things. But the British newspapers, the British media, they destroyed whatever evidence could have come from it. Because what they did, these are journalists, these are supposed to be qualified journalists. They became too emotional. And as a result, oh, we're British, how dare they treat it like this? As a result, they watched this fake hysteria, knowing full well it was only a matter of time and they'd get away with it. I love to be a fly on their wall, in their house. Love to be a fly on the wall. Because me personally, I think they're as guilty as hell. Guilty as... I've studied law. I have a passion for it. I have a whole library of law books. I don't trust them. You tell me, if somebody accused you of harming your child, would you turn down a polygraph test? Would you? Have you got something to hide? Then why did Madeline McCann's parents turn down the polygraph test? Why? Answer that question.